Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy you're here and happy new year. I can't believe it's 2023 already. I don't know where the time goes, but I'm super excited to start doing some winter decorating, and I thought I would start off by making a cozy hot chocolate. So grab a warm drink and let's get started. So as you can see, we're starting our winter decorating in my front entryway, and I always seem to start my new seasonal decor in the entryway. I think because we welcome guests into our home here and family, so I added this gorgeous faux wooden snowflake as well as this beautiful piece of greenery. It's kind of like an arch swag, and I love decorating on top of this mirror because it is so neutral. I can do so much. And I'm laying this gorgeous tray. It's kind of like a boho rattan feel to it. And then I'm layering on this really simplistic wreath. I believe it was from Michael's, but I love the pine cones on it. And then to the center of this, I'm going to add this wooden riser. And I have this really adorable little house. It's also from Michael's. And to that, I'm going to add a faux candle and just place it right in the center of this little tray. Let me know in the comments if you're decorating for winter or if you're kind of skipping right into Valentine's Day. I'd love to hear from you and kind of what you're doing in your space. And then I'm also adding these really beautiful trees. They kind of have a glittery feel to them, but I think they work so well for my winter decor theme. I feel like I haven't filmed in so long. I think it's only been a couple weeks, but it feels like forever. I've really missed talking to you guys and hearing from you, so I would love it if you would leave me a comment, like this video, and come follow me on Instagram. That way we can keep in touch throughout the week and not just on the days I post. And I'm at Rebekahsharonfraser Home Decor, so I would love to chat with you guys over there. So moving on to the bottom of this table, I'm using this beautiful gold lantern. I added some twinkle lights, and then I have some of these cinnamon scented pine cones, which I love. They not only look beautiful, but they make your front entryway smell amazing. I have so many lanterns. I don't know about you guys, but let me know in the comments what decor you have a lot of. For me, it's definitely candles and lanterns, just because you can use them in so many areas in your home. I think that's what I love most about them. And then I'm going to go in with these faux logs. I love the sparkle that they give off, as well as some simplistic little twine that's wrapped around them. I did kind of want to add one more little element to this display, and I thought I would use these wooden beads. I think they're perfect for winter decor. I did use them at Christmas also, but pieces like this are so great because they are so transitional, and I love buying decor that you can use not just for one season but through multiple ones. So I think these are adorable, and I'm just going to tie this right onto the table. I would love to hear from you guys what the weather's like now where you are. I know a lot of you told me in the comments that you guys did get that horrible winter storm around Christmas. So let me know in the comments kind of how the weather's been where you are now. Surprisingly, it's gotten super mild here, which I definitely will take. But at Christmas, it was almost -30, and now it's in the pluses. So it's definitely a big change for Canada. But like I said, we'll take it. And then moving over here, I had these gorgeous trees, and I kind of wanted to elevate the look of them. So I had these really pretty baskets, and I placed the trees in them, and I feel like it just took them up a notch and definitely made it feel more high end. And I love the cozy factor that these bring to the space. Moving over to my little coat rack, I'm going to add this scarf. It's from Old Navy. I just love the print on it. And then I also had these silver bells, so I decided to add those too. This rug I actually had in my laundry room, but I love repurposing decor and using it in different areas around my house. So I love that. And then moving over to this little bench, I have this faux rug. It's actually a rug, but I use it kind of like a blanket. I think it fits this bench so perfectly. And I love just that it adds some texture to the space. I'm going to go in with another one of my big fluffy white pillows. And then this blanket I found on clearance. It was actually in the Christmas decor, so I think that's why they had it marked down, but to me it was just perfect for using in my winter decor. So I'm going to use another one of my lanterns here. It's the same as the other one that I have already used. And typically I do buy my lanterns in sets of 2s because I'm not quite sure where I want to place them. And because I do find them on such good clearance prices, I don't mind buying a few sets. So now that it's a new year, I feel like a lot of us are looking ahead to goals or dreams or just things we want to improve for the new year. And I don't like to do a lot of resolutions because I feel like sometimes it can lead to disappointment. So I just try to every day maybe do things to kind of work on myself or better myself, and also to find appreciation in the small things. And I think that's one of the words that I really want to focus on this year is gratitude and feeling grateful for all I have without always aspiring to want more or do more. Just be grateful for the now and the present instead of always looking ahead to the future. So that's kind of what my goals, I guess, are for this year. And if you do want to share yours, feel free to in the comments. But I just have a lot to be grateful for, and I just kind of want to focus on that and remember that each and every day. So I did go to HomeSense after Christmas. I found a bunch of twigs, and I believe they were $3 or $4 for a big bouquet of them, which was such a great price. And then I went to Walmart, and I also went to Michael's, and I found some of this faux snow. I did get the snow that didn't have sparkles. I didn't want it to look Christmassy, but more wintry. So I picked up a few bags of that. And then I was just envisioning putting the sticks in here, and it kind of looks like tree branches in the snow. I thought it was a really pretty idea and something different that I haven't done before. And it was such an inexpensive idea too. A lot of us have glass vases. It doesn't have to even be a vase this big, but I thought I would use this on the floor. And then just buying some of that faux snow that you can find so inexpensive, as well as these branches. And you could even go outside and forage for these. You don't have to buy ones from the store. You could really use any kind of twigs. And I feel like it adds such a naturalistic element to the space. I am just pushing these into the faux snow, and it really helps keep the twigs in place and then they don't fall over. And I also think it looks just so gorgeous. I can't believe I haven't tried this sooner, but I love this idea, and it's such a great way to not spend a lot of money, but it also makes such an impact. I'm just showing you a close-up of this package of the sprigs that I found. This one had some gold and pine cones, and they had so many on clearance, so it was hard to choose just a few of them. But I'm really loving the rustic element that this brings to the space. Moving over to my shelf here, I found the sleigh this year on discount at HomeSense. I think it was around $9, so I couldn't resist picking that up. I knew it would be perfect for winter decor. I added some faux greenery, and then one of my favorite finds was this marble bell, and it was only $5, so I had to pick that up. Let me know if you do decorate for winter, what your favorite pieces are that you use in your winter decor. I would love to get some ideas from you guys also. Moving along to the second shelf here, I'm going to use one of these little mini wreaths that I had on hand, and to that I'm adding these gorgeous skates. They look rustic almost. These were a gift from my mother-in-law, and they were actually a centerpiece that she bought. And then I've always kept the skates because I think they're so stunning. They're so detailed, and to me they just say winter, so I think they look perfect on the shelf. And then on this last little shelf, I'm going to add this faux wooden bowl. And I have these gorgeous ornaments. They almost look like snowballs to me. So I thought they would look gorgeous right in this wooden tray. And to me, I was envisioning that they were snowballs. And I think they go with the winter decor theme perfectly. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. As you can see, my vase is to the left, but I love how everything's coming together. To me, it definitely says winter, and you can use a lot of decor that you have for Christmas and transition it right into your winter decor. That's why I love neutral pieces, because instead of going out and having to buy all new things, a lot of it can be reused and repurposed. So I had so much fun making this video. My little helper Holstein was right there, and I was just talking to him, and I think it's so cute how he always turns his head and it looks like he's listening to me, but I know he definitely was looking for a treat in this video. I'm just going to show an overview of how everything all came together, but I think this is a great transition into winter. I did just take down all of my Christmas and the house is looking super bare, and I've actually started rearranging furniture in my house and kind of switching things up because we've lived here for 7 years now and I haven't done that really ever. So I want to do something a little bit different. So you guys will have to stay tuned and see how I've kind of arranged things. But I'm so grateful you guys are all here today. I love you all so much. If you could subscribe to my channel, that would mean so much to me. It is free. And then if you want, you can follow me over on Instagram at Rebekahsharonfraser Home Decor. I do try and post every Monday. So if you look for that, I typically post every Monday. So let me know what you guys thought of this video. And again, Happy New Year. I love you all so much. So until the next video, take care. God bless. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy you're here for another week of decorating, and I'm super excited because today we're going to be decorating the kitchen for winter, and I'm also going to be adding in a few Valentine's Day touches. I am just showing you I did keep a few winter pieces up from my Christmas decor, like these little wreaths that I have on the back of my bar stools. I love them, and then also these wreaths that I have above the stove, as well as this wooden beaded garland. I am going to start by placing this beautiful wooden tray that's mirrored on my island, and then I'm going to add a little tea towel just to add some texture in. I found this gorgeous pot at HomeSense for $13. It was on clearance. I think it was part of the Christmas decor, as well as this beautiful stem. I love this wooden tree. I love that it has the white detail along the side. I thought it was a perfect neutral piece for winter. And then I'm going to go in with my candle. I had this out during Christmas, but I didn't quite get to burn it all. So I thought because it was a pine scent, it would work well for my winter decor. So I love candles. I feel like they add such a cozy factor, and this one smells amazing. I am going to go in now with these black placemats. Believe it or not, these were a wedding gift from a dear friend of mine. I've had them all these years, and I thought they would work really well just with this neutral palette for winter. I am reusing these reindeer plates. I did have them out at Christmas, but again, there's something that can transition all winter, and I love the simplistic beauty of them. To keep it simple by the sink, I love having the Mrs. Meyer scented soaps when I do my dishes. So I have the Iowa Pine, and then I also have this gingerbread latte hand soap that smells amazing. Moving over to this space beside the stove, I am going to add this basket just to kind of disguise the outlets. I don't like when they show. And then I have this vintage looking tray. I want to build a cute little display on top of it. I'm going to go in with my canisters that I typically keep in this area year round. I did give the kitchen a really good wipe down after I removed all the Christmas decor, so everything feels so fresh and clean. And then I'm adding this little mini tree wrapped in burlap, as well as one of my flameless flickering candlesticks from Amazon. I love these ones. And then I found this gorgeous gold sign at HomeSense. It's perfect for Valentine's Day. And then I also had some of these little felt hearts, and I thought I would add them into that tree just for that soft romantic touch. To the top of the stove, I'm going to add this cutting board. This was actually from the dollar store. I love it because I can just quickly take everything off the stove when we are going to cook. But I had this really simple, sweet little teapot that I wanted to add to this display, as well as another candle and this little cute Let It Snow sign from Walmart that I did get this year at Christmas. I'm going to add a tea towel to my stove. I feel like an easy way to refresh your home if you're looking for something low budget is to buy some new tea towels. You can use them in so many ways, on displays, on your fridge, stove, and I feel like they get kind of grimy and worn out after a while, but just replacing those can really refresh everything. So one of my favorite things to do is purchase tea towels, and I know that makes me sound old, but I love getting fresh ones. Moving over to my little coffee area, I have this riser. It was from the fall collection at Michael's. I added a little coffee canister that we keep our pods in. And then I love these coffee cups. I love that they stack. They have a speckled design on them, so I think they're so gorgeous. And to bring a little bit of texture and color here, I'm going to add one of my mini wreaths with pine cones. I think it's so perfect for winter decor. I love these mini wreaths. And another find was this tree candle from Michael's. I think it was 75% off. It was in their Christmas line this year, but I think it's so gorgeous. This Ray Dunn mug is one of my favorites. It says Dog Mom, which is what I am. This is my little baby Holstein. If you haven't seen him before in any of my videos, or if you're new to my channel, he really is the love of our lives. He brings us so much joy. And here he is doing his favorite activity, which is snacking. He's eating these little Benny Boli treats. They're freeze-dried liver. They're low calorie. He loves them. I don't give him too many, but I thought it was so cute, him just snacking. I did buy this cup holder. I think it was in the fall from Bath & Body Works. I love the simplicity of it with just the wood and the black. I added one coffee cup just to keep it really simple and not cluttered. And then I had a few of these pine cones and I just added them to the bottom just to bring in those winter vibes. I love using these little mini trees in my kitchen, especially because they just fit perfect on the counter and they add that nice touch of greenery. I am going to bring in my utensil holder. I love this one, and this is just stuff we use on the daily when we're cooking in the kitchen, so I do like to have that out. And then I found these chocolate stirring spoons. I actually found them at Walmart around Christmas, but I forgot I had them. I was going to add them to my hot cocoa bar, so I thought I would just bring them out. They're perfect for the winter too, since we do make a lot of hot chocolate, and these would be good as a snack even with a coffee. So I thought they were absolutely adorable. You just have to break them apart. They come in a pack, I think it was 8 or 10. So I just broke them apart. They came apart super easily, and I think they look so cute in this little cup. Let me know in the comments what your favorite treat is to have with your coffee or tea. I know I love chocolate. I do have a sweet tooth, I must admit. I love sweet treats. I love danishes and cookies, just anything sweet really. I love having treats in the evenings too, which is probably the worst time to have stuff, but I'm definitely an evening snacker after supper. So let me know some of your favorite treats. I would love to hear yours in the comments. I'm going to go in now with one of my candles again. I did buy these in a pack of 6, I believe, but to me they really say winter. I don't know, the candlesticks are so beautiful this time of year. And to kind of jazz up my wreaths, I wanted to add these snowflakes that I had. They're perfect for winter. They were around $1 each from Canadian Tire, but I love them so much. I found this gorgeous wooden heart this year at HomeSense. I love it so much. It's such a neutral piece. I feel like you could use it any time of the year, not just Valentine's Day. And I didn't want to go full out Valentine's, but adding a few touches like this is perfect. And then I did add these little birds. I think they're so adorable. And to bring in a cozy feel and another kind of rustic touch, I'm adding this tray as well as this wooden bowl. I think it's gorgeous. And then I added a little mini wreath on the bottom just to bring in some texture. This little cutting board is so cute. I love that it's a little mini one. And to kind of do something different with it besides prop it against the wall, I'm going to add this little stem I had, and then I'm going to add some of these pine cones. I found these at Canadian Tire. They were only a couple dollars because they were on clearance from Christmas, and it reminded me of one of my sweet subscribers. She was saying that she paints her pine cones to kind of look like they have snow on them. So I was so happy to find these. I think they're so adorable and it made me think of her. And then I'm going to go in with some of these lanterns that I have just to add a little bit more ambience to the space in the evenings. The last little decor piece I'm going to add is just this black tea towel just to kind of bring in some texture again. And I'm going to lay this little cake stand on here. I had a few pine cones left, so I thought I would add it to the cake stand. And then I'm just going to put this little cloche top on. So here in Canada, typically the winters do last pretty much from November all the way till March, sometimes even into April. So they can feel very long, and typically it starts getting dark around 5 o'clock. So it doesn't feel like you have a lot of daylight sometimes. So that's why I really do love to embrace my winter decorating and make everything really warm and cozy with lots of light and greenery. And I feel like that just makes the long winter feel a little bit more bearable. It has been warmer than usual, but I did look at the forecast and the bad weather is coming back. So we do spend a lot of time in our home, especially the kitchen this time of year, baking and cooking. So my husband does do a lot of cooking. He really loves it. So I feel really blessed that way. But we love being in our home, so that's why I really do want to add all those cozy touches and make it feel really welcoming for us and our guests. So I know a lot of you said you live where it's warm, so you might not be putting up pine cones and garland. You might just be doing Valentine's decor or just your regular everyday decor. So I just wanted to say I am so grateful for each and every one of you. I love chatting to you all every week. If you are new to my channel, I would love it if you would subscribe. But if you are one of my subscribers, I am so grateful for you. And I would love you to check me out on Instagram at Rebekahsharonfraser Home Decor. I do post a lot throughout the week, and you kind of get a glimpse into my life, not just on Monday nights. So I would love for you to follow me on there. So until the next video, sweet friends, take care. God bless. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy you're here. And from this clip you can see that I'm showing you some of our weather here in Canada. It's been really snowy this weekend, and this is one of our favorite trails that we go on often. It's so gorgeous and peaceful, and I wanted to show you a little glimpse of Canada, so I hope you enjoyed seeing this. So moving on to the winter decorating, if you have been watching my channel for a while, you can tell that I have split my sectional apart. So this sectional can be split into two, which is really nice. And I really wanted to switch things up. We've lived in our home for 7 years now, and I've had it the same way ever since we moved in. So I thought it would be really fun to try something different, and I'll probably end up moving it back. But for right now, it just feels so fresh and everything feels really open and clean and a lot bigger. So I'm really glad that I did decide to move some furniture. So that's a tip if you are ever stuck in a decorating rut. It helps to move things around. But moving on to the mantle, I wanted to keep it really wintry. So I have these trees that I did use in my Christmas decor. And then I thought I could reuse these again for my winter decor. And then also these lanterns I did use at Christmas, but I'm going to add a bunch more candles to them and just make them feel really cozy because we love to spend our evenings right here by the fireplace. So I told myself this year I'm not going to spend as much money on decor, but I was out shopping shortly after Christmas and I found this adorable moose and it was $9. So I thought it would be perfect for winter decor, and I love how neutral it is. And then to kind of jazz up the mantle a bit, I did want to use some wooden beads. I love wooden beads. They bring so much warmth. And I had these two garlands. One's a pine cone garland and one has some greenery on it. The pine cone one was from Michael's and the greenery one was from Dollarama. And I thought I would just kind of intertwine them and add them to the beaded garland. I just feel like it looked really empty and not as warm without having anything on the mantle. So I thought this really added some dimension and just warmth to the space. In Canada, our winters typically go from November to March, so it's a long time, and it can be so dreary. We don't really get a lot of sun, so the cold combined with the no sun can make things really depressing. So I like to add a lot of lights and just cozy elements to the space, and it really helps make winter not feel so long and dark. And to me, that really brings me joy and just makes me want to be in the space a lot more. So moving over to my bookshelves, I do want to add some winter touches here. I found these beautiful candle holders from Michael's. They were 75% off, and I thought they were so gorgeous, just with the pine needles as well as the little pine cones. This little cloche is so cute. I had it for fall, but I love the simplicity of it. And then these adorable little wooden houses were from Walmart. I used them in my Christmas decor upstairs in the loft, but I think they're so perfect on the bookshelf, and I love all the wood tones. This kind of golden, I guess it's more of a matte golden sleigh, is so cute. I love the size of it. I just added some simple greenery into this just to keep things really basic. And then moving on to this shelf, I did find this wooden tree at HomeSense. It was discounted down to $5, normally $29.99, so I could not resist buying two of them actually. And then I'm going in with this reindeer and a little snowflake from Michael's that I've had a few years now. I got this little wooden house from Bouclair, I think it was, and I think it was only $3 or $4. It was an end of the season sale, but I think these are great little pieces for winter. So I was really happy to find that, and I just put a candle in it. And then I had this little box from the thrift store. It was green, so I thought it fit in with the decor. And there's my little helper. He was kind of just moving all around this room as I was decorating it because I think to him it felt so different since I'd moved all the furniture around. He's still kind of getting used to it, but he was snacking on some cucumber. He loves cucumber, carrots, romaine lettuce. I'm trying to think if there's any other vegetables, but I think those are the main ones he's tried. He's not really into fruit, but let me know if there's any other vegetables you think he might like. He's not really into broccoli unless it's cooked, but I thought he was just so cute, so I had to include this. So moving over to this shelf, I'm kind of going to mimic what I did on the other bookcase. I do have a few different things, but a lot of the pieces are similar. I have this book stack that I actually just covered with some brown paper and added a lace ribbon to it. And then I'm going to add just a simple white candle on top of the stand from Michaels. And I did have a set of 8 of these houses, so it worked out perfectly that I could do 4 on each side of the bookcase. I love to use pine cones in my winter decor, so I just filled up one of my glass jars with some pine cones, and then I'm just going to add a little bit of greenery into the back just to kind of balance the other side where there's a sleigh with the greenery also. And then I am keeping this shelf the exact same as the other side and just kind of making a mirror image. I love this little reindeer with a scarf as well as a snowflake, and like I said, they were from Michaels. I believe it was last year, but I love those. And then again, one of these little houses. This blanket is also another great transition piece. It's a dark green with just some white trees. And as soon as I laid it down, Holstein was like, I'm sitting on that. So I just told him to come on over. But I love adding lots of cozy elements in my space. And I feel like blankets are a great way to add that cozy factor. And then I wanted to add a little tray here. So I had a black one. And then I have this really pretty, it's almost antique looking candle holder. I added one of my little mini wreaths and then one of my little flameless LED candles. So I had taken all my Christmas wall decor down, and I wanted to kind of put up the wall decor that I have year round, which is these very boho rattan feeling little wall hangings. I think they're so cute, and I love the texture that they add to the space. And then I have this little chair in the corner. I added a simple pillow to that. And then because this sectional does come apart in 2 pieces, there's a few little metal, I guess, clasps that link them together. So I kind of wanted to disguise those. So I draped this really pretty snowball blanket on here. And then I'm going to go in with a bunch of pillows. And I always love to karate chop mine. Let me know in the comments if you do that or if you're not into that look. And I'm just trying to make everything feel super cozy. Although my husband might say that I have too many pillows. Then on this little table, I'm going to add this really pretty vase. It almost has a chevron pattern on it. It's kind of hard to see it though in this light, but I just wanted to keep it super simple. And then of course, as soon as I laid the pillows, Holstein was on them. So I had to stop and give him some cuddles. So this is kind of how this side of the room is looking. I absolutely love it. To me, it just feels cozy and wintry and just perfect for the time of year and the weather we've been having here in Canada. Let me know if the weather's changed at all where you are. I know a lot of you live in really warm climates, and I'm so envious because it's been so cold here. So let me know what the weather's like right now where you guys are. So over here on this little part of the sectional, I'm kind of mimicking what I did on the other side. I love to use pattern pillows, but because they're all very neutral colors, I feel like everything works together really well. And to me, I love lots of pillows on my couches. Let me know if you're the same, but to me, it just really adds that cozy feel that I'm really going for. And then I have this little farmhouse stool. I've added a little tree to it, and then this candle smells so good. It was from Michaels and it was a pine scent. And then I wanted to show you another thing that I found at Michaels. It's these lighted up branches. They're so pretty. They were 75% off, but they have these all the time. And I feel like they're perfect for baskets or vases, and they're so pretty. So this is a view from the kitchen. I feel like everything flows together so well, and it's really brought me a lot of happiness just to have my home and this space and just be really appreciative for what I do have. I really do want to scale back this year in terms of buying all new things for every new season. And if people want to do that, that's great. I love doing it too, but I'm just running out of room. So I'm trying to be creative with a lot of the things that I do have and just move them around, move my furniture around, want, and I feel like you can make your space look so fresh and new without having to spend a lot of money. But I think it looks so open now. Let me know if you like this layout of my furniture, or if you prefer it when I have the sectional as one piece. I would love to hear your thoughts. But for right now, I really am enjoying everything, and Holstein's still getting used to it, but he is pretty comfy and cozy up on the pillows, so I think he is liking it too. I hope you guys are having a really good start to your week. I can't believe we're almost in February. It's so crazy to me. I feel like as long as January feels, it's still going by so fast. I feel like time in general is going by so fast. So I'm really looking forward to spring around the corner. And here's a little shot of how everything looks in the evening. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for all your support. I love you all so much. You mean the world to me. And I will see you on the next video. So for now, take care. God bless. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy you're all here today, and I hope you all had an amazing Christmas with those you love most. In today's video, we're going to be decorating my bedroom for winter, and I'm so excited. Before we get started on the decorating though, I am partnering with Ana Luisa on this video. I'm so excited. I have worked with them in the past and I love their company and all their jewelry. Everything is so high quality, and I love that everything comes in these little pouches. The first piece I got is this gorgeous bracelet. It's a chain link bracelet, and I love the gold color and that it's also adjustable on your wrist. I think it's so gorgeous and would work with so many outfits. And I love, like I said, that it's adjustable so it can fit any size wrist. Ana Luisa is running their end of year sale right now from December 20th all the way to January 10th. So they have lots of amazing pieces at really good prices. And I fell in love with this lipstick necklace. It reminds me of my mom, and I'm so excited to give this to my sister for Christmas. And I think she'll just love it as much as I do. I picked out this beautiful mama necklace for my sister-in-law, Amy. She has 4 beautiful children, and her pride and joy is her children. So I know she'll love this necklace, and I think it'll be the perfect gift for her. I will link my code in the description box. It's Rebekah20, and that will give you 20% off your order, which is such a good deal. The next piece that I did get was this gorgeous necklace. It's a heart necklace. I love that red. It would not only work for Christmas, but Valentine's Day, so I'm super excited to have that piece. And I love all these gorgeous jewelry items. I just think everything is so timeless. It's not only perfect for giving a gift, but also for yourself. I am showing my heart necklace that I've had from a different campaign, and I also have a few more necklaces. I have the willow necklace, the forget-me-not necklace, and these are pieces that I do wear daily, and they hold up so well. Nothing tarnishes. I just think it's really beautiful jewelry, and I'm really loving gold right now. I don't know about you guys, but I really gravitate toward that. So I've been enjoying all this beautiful jewelry. So check out my link in the description box, and let's get started. So I don't know about you guys, but I can't believe Christmas is over. I feel like December went by so fast, and I feel like we'll be in January in no time. I'm showing you my bedroom right now. I have very minimal decor in here. I really didn't decorate it for Christmas this year because we had so much going on, and I really focused on the rest of the house. So as you can see, it's very neutral, just a lot of whites and creams and grays, which is what I really do love. But I wanted to add some cozy touches for winter without overdoing it, because Christmas I tend to go overboard. So I wanted to keep it really relaxing and just cozy in our bedroom. But I knew if I added a few simple touches, I could really bring that winter ambiance. And the winters last so long in Canada. Typically it goes till March or April, and we've been having blizzard weather here. It actually caused us not to be able to go out for Christmas Eve because the whole town, all the roads were closed off as well as the highways. So I really thought I would take this time to make our bedroom super cozy. And the first thing I thought of was adding a Christmas tree, believe it or not. I'm not going to decorate this tree, but I really wanted some warm twinkle lights in the room. And I think trees can work for winter, Christmas. You can use them for so many seasons. So I had this tall, skinny tree from Michael's. I have 2 of these actually. So I thought I would bring this into the bedroom, and I think it'll just create that perfect ambiance I'm looking for. I would love to know in the comments how your Christmas was and if you were affected by this crazy weather that so many of us were affected by. We live in southwestern Ontario, so it does get really cold and windy and snowy here. I don't know what it's like where you live, but it actually got super frigid with the wind chill. I think it was closer to -30 some nights. So we've really had the heat on, and thankfully our power didn't go out, but I know a lot of people's did. And I don't know, it's just been crazy. I've never remembered a Christmas where the weather was this bad. But thankfully on Christmas Day, my in-laws do live in the same town as us, so they were able to come over. But we couldn't go into our neighboring town for Christmas Eve service and spend it with my family. But the main thing is everybody was safe. And yeah, so the weather is getting a little bit better now. But let me know in the comments what it's been like where you guys live. I did end up having to string some lights on this tree. This tree's from Michael's. I actually have 2 of these really skinny trees, but all the lights burnt out this year, which is unfortunate because I haven't had it for that long. But thankfully I did have some lights on standby, and I might add another strand if I can find some more. But I feel like just even adding the Christmas tree to the space made it feel so much more cozier. And then I'm going to replace this wreath that I have over my bed just with this really pretty green one. I believe I got this from Michael's, and they always have these on sale. I think it was only around $5, but I love just the simple pine cones on it. Moving over to our headboard, I thought I would also add a garland to this. I don't think I've done this very often, if at all. I can't really remember right now, but there's Holstein getting some cuddles. He just actually got his hair cut probably a week ago, and he's still adjusting to not having long hair, so I just have his little sweater on him. I know it'll grow back fast, but he's pretty sleepy. And then I'm just going to go in with some twinkle lights just to bring a little bit more of that ambiance to the headboard. And I don't know about you, but I feel like January can feel so long and it's so dark and cold that I really need to have a lot of lights. So I always have my lamps on. I tend to not have my big lights on in all my rooms. I just try to keep my twinkle lights, my lamps, all my flameless flickering candles, and I feel like it really does make the space feel really homey and welcoming. I would love to know in the comments if you guys do decorate for winter or if you go right into Valentine's Day or kind of what you guys like to do. I probably will keep some of my Christmas decor up for a little while before I completely transition into winter, but it's hard for me to skip right from Christmas to Valentine's. I don't know what it is. I guess I don't typically decorate a lot for Valentine's Day either. So I really just wanted to keep the greens and the lights up. I'm adding this really cozy plaid blanket. I did get this from Winners and I think it was around $20, but I love the simplicity of it. And I really do feel like you can mix prints. I do have a print on my bed, but because everything's very muted and neutral, I think it's fine to mix. And then of course you need to add lots of pillows. I'm adding these really pretty dark green ones, and I feel like it just picks up on the wreath and the tree that I have up. I love this little ottoman that I do have on the end of the bed, but to warm it up, I'm going to drape this really pretty fur blanket on top. And then I wanted to add something small here just to bring a little bit of coziness to the end of the bed. So I had this really pretty dish from Michael's. I added one of my candles from Costco, and then I'm going to layer in some pine cones. And pine cones are perfect for winter decor. They're very neutral and they just say winter. If you're kind of debating what to use when you're decorating for winter, I would recommend lots of candles, pine cones, blankets, pillows, and greenery. And I feel like by adding all that, it just makes the space feel so cozy in the evenings. I wanted to keep our nightstands really simple. I'm adding some greenery here. We do like to have our drinks beside the bed when we go to sleep and our cell phones, so I don't like to keep a lot on our nightstands. But these are gorgeous. Again, greenery and pine cones. It almost looks like they have a light dusting of snow on them. And I believe I got those last year from Michael's. So as you can see, it is very neutral, but it's also very peaceful. And that's what I like in my bedroom. And then moving over to this dresser, I have this gorgeous stand. I got this from the Dublin Mercantile. I think it's been almost a year now that I've had it. And if you are a follower of my channel, you've probably seen this in various spots in my house. I like to move it around. So I'm going to add some greenery in here and just keep this very simple also. It looks like a big bird cage to me. I think that's what it is. I got this for a really good price. It was 50% off. So I think it was around $50. And then because the greenery kind of disappeared in there because it kind of goes with the gray, I thought I would add some of this stuffing. It looks like snow to me, and I feel like the contrast of the white really looks beautiful in this display. Of course, if you know me, you know that I use a lot of candles. Again, these are my Costco ones. These aren't my favorite. I think I don't love them as much as some of my other ones is because they look more orangey, but I do have them and I think they are beautiful. And to me, it's been so cozy going to sleep in the evenings or just laying in bed and seeing these candles kind of glowing with the Christmas tree. I find it really comforting, and it's also acts kind of like a nightlight at night. So I've just really been loving having this in the bedroom, and I really feel like just adding some small touches to your space can really change it and make it feel fresh and new. And I feel like going into the new year, I just wanted a really clean space, and I wanted to use a lot more things that I already had without necessarily always going out and purchasing new things. My basement is full of decor, so I really want to utilize what I have but try moving it around to different spots. I did have these lanterns and I wanted to add a little bit of height and again a warm glow to this space, so I added these, and then I'm going to go in with some pine cones just to bring that rustic touch. So as the year's drawing to a close, I've kind of been reflecting on the past year, and I just want to thank you all so much that support my channel and come back every week and leave me comments. It really is just mind-blowing to me that so many people like my channel and come back every week to talk to me, and it really does mean so much. It actually almost makes me tear up because I never thought when I started YouTube that I would get so much love and support. And I started this channel because I've always loved home decor, and someone who I've followed from the start is Liz at Traditions by the Seasons. She's been one of my biggest supporters actually, and she's just the sweetest, kindest person. If you haven't checked out her channel, I would love it if you would, and tell her I sent you over. And she's just amazing. I'm sure you probably already do follow her, but she was a big part of my inspiration to start YouTube, and I've really been enjoying it and enjoying all of you. So thank you so much for being here every week, and your support really does mean the world to me. I'm just showing a few clips of how everything did turn out. Again, it's really simple, but to me, I really like my bedroom to be more simplistic, and because I tend to really work well when my space is organized and clutter-free, this is just a great way to start the day and end the day. And as you can see, Holstein does approve of how the room does look. I also want to thank Anna Louisa for sponsoring this video. I love all their products, and I truly think you will as well. The products do start as inexpensive as $39 and then go up from there. So they kind of cater to everybody's budget, which I really love. And I truly think the quality is amazing for the price. So let me know in the comments if you do end up ordering anything. Until the next video, take care. God bless. Hi friends, welcome back to my winter 2023 home tour. I'm so happy you're here today to watch this video and spend a little time with us. I do live in Canada, so our winters are quite cold here, and lately we have gotten a lot of snow, as you can see from this little video clip. There's Holstein. He has his cute little argyle sweater on, and I think he looks so adorable, and we've just been enjoying the snow. It was raining quite a bit here, but that turned to snow, and to be honest, I'd rather have snow than rain this time of year. It just brightens up the whole space. And I'm giving a little overview of our front porch. It's very simplistic, lots of greenery with some birch logs, but I think it looks so beautiful for winter. This time of year, I love to wear anything that's cozy and feels warm. These slippers just make me feel that, and I feel like they're like my grandma's slippers, I always call them, because I always remember my grandma wearing something like this, but they are so cozy, and even Holstein approves of them. He's so sweet, and he knew I had a little treat for him. He loves cheese, so I just give him a few little pieces every now and then. I love to make also a warm drink in the evenings, the mornings, kind of all throughout the day actually, depending on what the weather's like. And I actually just got this mug. It was from Zehrs, a grocery store. It was on clearance for $2, and I thought it was so cute. I love the monogram cups, and I feel like drinking from a special mug just makes everything taste a little bit better. I don't know if you guys are like that too, but I love having really cute coffee mugs, and it's even nicer when you can find them for a really reduced price. I would love it if you would take a moment to hit that like button if you're excited for my winter home tour. And then if you have a moment, just let me know where you're watching from. I think it's so fun just to get to know you all a little bit better every week, and just to see where everybody's watching from all over the world. This big snowflake is one of my favorite pieces, and then I also love my little coat rack. I just hung a scarf, some winter skates, and just some simple silver bells on it. This little nook is also super cute. I like to make it really nice and cozy. I love this basket on the wall, and I did find this at the thrift store. It was $5.49, and I just love the unique shape of it. I haven't seen one quite like this, so I did end up purchasing this, and I just filled it with some simple pine cones. I always love to have a little basket by the door, and I typically just keep some slippers in it, and this is great for when you come home, you can just slip them right on. And then off to this side, we do have our little powder room. I love having that also off the entryway for when guests come. I did want to keep it quite simple on this little stand. I love this little sleigh as well as this marble bell. I think it's so beautiful and simplistic. And then I also had these figure skates. They just remind me of childhood, and we went skating quite often, so a lot of good memories there. And then I filled this simple wooden bowl with some ornaments that are nice and fluffy, and they remind me of snowballs. This time of year, I really like to keep things really simple and fresh and clean looking, and to me, just using a lot of the neutral colors bring a lot of calm and peace to my home, which is what I love. My home is my sanctuary, and I'm sure a lot of you feel the same way. And I am showing you a little clip of my powder room. I don't show this room often, but I do like to decorate it because this is the room that guests will normally use. I have this gorgeous lantern, and I added this really pretty a flocked wreath just to this little cabinet here. And I did keep it very simple with, again, the tones that I've used throughout the home. By the sink, I have this really pretty reed diffuser. I think it's so nice to make your bathroom smell welcoming for guests. And I love this little candle tree. I think it's so gorgeous. It makes the bathroom feel very winter-like. And then I had this really pretty simple print with lots of snow, so I just hung that on the wall. Moving into our hallway, I do have this little table to the left, and then on the right, I typically like to add a wreath. This is the door leading to the basement, which is unfinished and where I keep all my decor. But I love how this little table turned out. I kept it so simple with this "Let It Snow" sign. I have a little tray where we kind of keep our keys and things when we come into the house. And then on the lower half, I just wanted to kind of cover the outlet there. So I had this little wooden box and I filled it with some greenery, and I just think it's really simplistic and cute for this space. Coming into our main living area, I did rearrange this space. If you haven't watched any of my previous videos, you'll have to kind of catch up and see how I did have the space beforehand. But I'm loving how open everything feels right now. I think it's so gorgeous and airy. I know you guys love seeing Holstein, so here he is having a little snack on the couch. Probably his favorite thing to do is eat and lay on pillows, but I thought he just looks so cute. These are so good, these little dentist sticks for their teeth, and typically I do like to take him to the vet and get his teeth cleaned every few years. So he's been once 2 years ago, and then I'm hoping to take him again this year. And I just find these little dogs can get teeth issues, and he does have an underbite, so I try to give him these sticks for his teeth. I really love how the living room turned out with all the neutral tones and the wooden pieces with the cozy fireplace. I just feel like it's a perfect spot to unwind and relax in the evenings, and all the ambience from the lights just makes it feel so romantic and cozy, and it makes the evenings not feel so dreary and cold and long. To me, my biggest joy in life, besides my family and Holstein and God, is decorating. I love it. I feel like you can make a space feel so welcoming and just a space that you love being in. And to me, I've always kind of wanted to be a homemaker. I never had big dreams or aspirations to do grandiose things. I still don't. I love leading a very simple life. Being at home with my dog is my greatest joy. I don't have any aspirations to travel or see the world. To me, I'm just very content, and I love to live a simple life. And I don't know, I just felt like it was on my heart to say that you don't have to live this grandiose life to be happy and content. And I feel like the world kind of puts that in our heads that we do have to live that way, and it can set us up for disappointment and sadness. So I just want you to know, no matter what you're doing in life, to be content and at peace, and just know that life can be beautiful just living it very simply. I love the texture that this beaded garland and pine cones bring to my mantle. And I did want to take a second to mention my friend Casey. Her channel is called Tiny Nest of Four here on YouTube. She's a mother and a homemaker, and she posts lots of cleaning motivation and decor videos. And I know she's trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and I would love for her to feel encouraged. So please go to her channel, let her know I sent you, and just leave her a really uplifting message. And I know she would be so grateful. Let me know in the comments if you guys use pine cones in your winter decor. I feel like they're a staple in mine for sure. I love when I stand in my kitchen at night doing my dishes. I do have a dishwasher, but sometimes I just love to do my dishes by hand. It reminds me so much of my mom growing up. She was always doing dishes by hand, and I always just remember her doing that. So for me, it just brings some comfort thinking of her when I'm doing that. but our living room is also quite simplistic this year for winter. I have this little two-tiered stand. I got it from Walmart this year at Christmas, and it was $19.99, and I added some really cute winter touches like these little mini figure skates, some cinnamon sticks, and then I have a lot of these little bottle brush trees, and I love them. They just look really light and airy. And then I also mixed in some pine cones, and then I just have a candle from Bath and Body Works going. On my dining room table, I just have this wooden dough bowl. I filled it with some greenery stems and pine cones, and then I have this really pretty deer. My husband bought this for me, I think a few years ago. I love the glitter and just the elegance that it brings to the table. And then behind our dining room table, I have our buffet, and I did keep one of my skinny pencil trees up. I just love the warmth that it gives to the room, and it looks very wintry, not Christmas to me, so I think it looks gorgeous. In my candle sconces on the wall, I just have some more of these tree candles, and they were from Michael's 75% off after Christmas. And on my buffet table, I just added some greenery and this gorgeous black, it almost has a yarn texture to this bowl, and I filled it with some of these rattan balls and some twinkle fairy lights. I have been trying to shop my home for a lot of my decor, and I feel like you can get so creative when you actually try to use what you have on hand instead of always going out and buying new pieces. I do love to shop, don't get me wrong, but it can be so fun just to shop your own home too. So moving over to our kitchen space, I really like how this room turned out also. I feel like all the rooms flow really well together. I did keep these little mini wreaths up from Christmas. I just took off the red bows, but I thought they looked adorable, and they just bring some texture and I think a little bit of charm to the back of these bar stools. I love these gorgeous plates with the gold accents. They were from our local grocery store. They have a home decor section. I always kind of like to browse it and see if there's any items on sale. And then on our island, I had this really pretty wooden mirrored tray. I added a picture with some greenery, and I had these really cute felt hearts. So I kind of mixed those into the greenery to add a bit of a Valentine's touch. And then I have a balsam fir candle burning. It smells like winter, and it's so cozy. This little love sign is so precious for Valentine's Day, and it goes so well with all the winter decor that I do have out. I layered some tea towels on the stove. I love the texture that they bring, and I just think it kind of jazzes up the space a little bit, so I love to do that. And then on the stove, I have this little cutting board. It was from Dollarama. It was only a few dollars, and I kind of just love to layer things on here, and I can easily take it off the stove when I am cooking. Our little coffee bar area is again very simplistic with pine cones, greenery, and lots of ambiance from some candles. These birds are so cute, and I love them behind this little heart tray. I think it just kind of accents the white and the sparkle on them. And then I also have some few cozy little touches here with these lanterns. A lot of you ask where these are from. I wish I could link them. They're from a local nursery called Cozines, but I think they're so realistic and give such a pretty ambiance off. Let me know in the comments what your favorite room or area was that I decorated for, or even your favorite home decor piece. I think everything works really well together, and to me, it just makes me so happy coming home in the evenings after working and seeing our cozy space. And Holstein's having so much fun. He loves to play with Christmas balls. I just take the top off so he can't choke on anything, but this is his favorite pastime. He just loves to chase this little ball around the house, and I think it's so cute just to watch him swat it all around. I also wanted to include a nighttime shot of how everything looks with the lights dimmed. Because I have so many candles and twinkle lights, there is still so much light that this space gives off. And this is how I kind of like to enjoy the space in the evenings, with just the glow of the candles and the twinkle lights. So thank you so much for being here. I am so grateful for each and every one of you. If you are new to my channel, I would love it if you would subscribe. But if you're one of my returning subscribers, thank you so much. Until the next video, God bless.